Hi, my name is Kevin Till. I'm known as the Koi Medic. And what we're doing today is we really, by the use of the microscope, we are doing a microscope analysis, a scrape of the fish, and in order to assess what is wrong with the fish. You know, like a cat and dog has, it starts scratching and then we know that it's got fleas or something that's worrying it. A fish can't tell us that, so we need to do alternative measures to be able to assess what is wrong. And through the microscope analysis, we can pick up what parasites there are. So what the result is that, you know, water quality is so important when it comes to fish. The Japanese have a saying, learn how to keep water, then you have fish. So it's critical that we analyze the water. In fact, 95% of the hobby of fish is got to do with the water. So water analysis, doing analyzing ammonias, pHs, nitrates, nitrites, those are very, very important. Remember, what we've got is that the pond where the fish are in is in an ecosystem. Each pond has its own ecosystem. What I mean by that is it depends how many fish there are and how the ecosystem is trying to balance itself by utilizing that. So with the result is, once we've done the microscope scrape, we are then going to be using the medication. And we don't just use any medication. If you go to a doctor and you've got a headache, he doesn't give you a whole series of medications just to try out. And the same we do with water, because we don't want to pollute the water unnecessarily or over-medicate. That is very, very dangerous. And certain medications clash with other medication. In other words, salt, for instance, would not work together with a potassium permanganate. So it's very, very important that we utilize the right medication for the right dosages of that volume of that pond, as well as being able to detect what is the problem. Is it a bacterial problem? Is it a parasitic problem? So that we can then eradicate that. So what happens is that once we do a microscope analysis, we find that there's a particular parasite on one fish, then it's going to be on all the fish. So we treat all the fish. In other words, we treat the water for the benefit of all the fish. The higher the temperature in the water, the more active your parasites will be, and also how it would breed a lot quicker. So what the result is that that is the best times to then be able to treat for your parasites. The colder the temperature, the pond normally goes into a hibernation sort of phase. There are still parasites, don't get me wrong, but we need to then medicate accordingly. When you're medicating, what's very, very important is that when you have a UV light, you need to put your ultraviolet light off during the medication process, because ultraviolet light will reduce the strength of the medication. So what the result is that keeping water fresh is very important. When it comes to topping up, it's important that you do not more than 10% at a time. When you have a serious problem, you can go up to 20%, but the reason for that is that you do not want to use municipal water at higher dosages than that at one given moment, because of the chlorine that's in the water. And then you would use another chemical called sodium thiosulfate, which to you and I is known commonly as anti-chlorine. That to take it out. But remember, by the time that your fish are starting to stress, it's already too late, because the chlorine has already started burning the gill filaments, and therefore the fish is starting to battle to breathe, and it then is irreparable. Salt is another mechanism that we use to neutralize certain toxins within the water. So that's just one or two, a couple of things that I've spoken about just on how we deal with the water quality within a koi pond. And I hope to add on a little bit further as we go along with the series, but just to show you a little bit about and a topic on water quality. Remember, borehole water, it's all good and well that we say we're using borehole water, but borehole water really has got no oxygen because it comes from the bottom of the earth, and so you can't just fill up your pond with borehole water and then expect the fish to live. They're gonna start toppling because they don't have oxygen. So you want to oxygenate that water. Borehole water is not always very good water. So you need to analyze that as well to check and have a look and see what toxins there are in certain parts of the bore water. So that, in a nutshell, is what we wanted to talk about today. I'm today at the World of Dogs and Cats show at Gallagher Estate, and with all the pet lovers around, and everybody learning how to keep their pets healthy. And this is one of the series that we're doing. So thank you so much for your time.